One of the challenges of being a reporter is knowing what to talk about and what to observe and what to ignore as a part of just regular life. There is a new manager at one of the stores, or a new assistant or supervisor, who literally had a gentleman call her for a good several evenings or hours of the evening of which she's supposed to be on duty. Then they hung out for a while, parking their cars opposite like a bunch of teenagers, where he parked forward, she parked backwards, where they could kind of talk at each other. Then at some point, she decided, after her colleagues had left, to go back into the store. My guess is that was to go in and monkey with electricity. Now, I wasn't parked in any place to tent myself. I wasn't doing anything like that, but I did go and enjoy a little food. God forbid I needed to make some soup for my dinner that I purchased from their store. But the truth is, why do they keep playing with the electricity? Was that so that they can keep turning off security cameras for their family or their friends or for themselves? This is my question. Why are they playing with the electricity outside? Why are they always trying to be abusive of a life? And why do they do this unless, of course, they're the thieves of my intellectual property, the abusers of my telephone, the hackers and crashers of my legitimate computer? The truth is, no one has the right to do any of that things, but there are women who are that boisterous and bold. There are bitches who are that seasoned, thinking, I'm in control of you. But they're not. They do something immoral, like putting their hands in someone's bags, and they take information and then they make a point to try to keep playing as if it's a game. That anything that someone buys is theirs to follow and steal back from someone, even someone who's homeless. This is an incredible immorality. Can you imagine standing before Jesus at the end of your life, having to be judged by the quick and the dead, to have to account for the fact that you thought it was funny to put your hands into someone's bags and wield your concept of reality? Wield the idea that you had the lawful right, which you didn't, to steal from someone who is homeless, who works to make money for their life, who literally cares about a lot of people, and yet you thought you'd send an Italian man to go past him during the day, to walk into his personal space, and then when you walked around to see what the fuck is this going on, like most men of my age, generation, and station would, and the guy turns around with a pretend pistol on his hand and shoots a total stranger. As if that is a lawful moment of behavior, as if that's socially appropriate, as if that is anything that would fly in the real world of men who know how to behave in society. All I saw me was probably a Hispanic or Latino or an Italian, perhaps representing the Pope, that didn't know how to behave in society. We don't make gestures of assault with our physical being entering into someone's private space. We don't make attitudes of arrogance that I'm going to be in power over you and I'm going to take your space. This isn't fucking New York. It's the Midwest. This isn't the streets of Los Angeles. This is the Midwest, where people are generally relatively appropriate in their behavior. But that fella thought he had the right to turn himself around to try to what? Teach a lesson? That he feels he's got the power to take life and death? He doesn't. Under no law do you have the right to kill anyone, and you don't have the right to threaten as if you're going to. So whoever set him upon it, whether it was the Pope of the Italies or whether it was a black man who sits his ass on a block wanting to always piss all over something that he feels threatened by, the truth is you've benefited from my being here. You've benefited from my presence. My friends and family networks have said you've pretended to be me. You've actually stolen property that was supposed to come to me because church people were lazy and thought you were a black man. Thought I was a black man and gave away my food, gave away my materials, gave away my clothing to the panhandlers who produce their lying networks almost like a job of shift work. The individuals who are related to the retail employees who want to sit and panhandle instead of going off to get actual employment.